So good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's session on the Placement Edge Interview Skills That Win, conducted by Nucleus of Learning and Development, which wants education to be affordable and accessible to the masses. Today's session is about interview skills, and I'm your resource person, Dr. Dhara Sheth. I have been a soft skills trainer, an interview placement trainer, and English language trainer for over a decade. Formerly, I have worked in Parallel University as assistant professor, and since last 5 years, I have been taking soft skill training, content writing, as well as English training for corporate and students, faculties, professors. I have a huge lot of different clients when it comes to soft skills. So for today's session, for interview skills, before we begin the session, as I can see, all of you are from different parts of India, from Gujarat, Agra, Jalandhar, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, quite a lot from Apollo University, from Chennai, Dehradun, Siliguri. Even professors have joined us here. So welcome to all of you in today's session. Today, I want you to share in the chat box, what are you expecting from this session? What is your expectation to learn from today's session? The session has begun at 10 and I aim to complete the teaching portion by 12. But if you have any further questions, I can take it for 10 to 15 minutes extra. That's not a problem. For any questions during the session, please type them in the chat box and I'll answer your questions or your doubts as and when they appear. Please stay till the end of the session. Okay. And if you do not have a pen and paper with you, please get that ready, because during the session, there would be some things that you would like to note. And also there are some questions for which you will get ideas while listening to the session. I want you to note them down, even if you work on them later on to expand them. So keep a pen, paper, or a digital note taker ready with you somewhere. Meanwhile, you can share with me in the chat box what are your expectations from today's session. To overcome the fear of facing an interview, how to give the first impression, best way to teach interviews to students, subject resume style. Okay, resume format would not be a part of today's session. We are focusing on the interview aspect of it. Okay, so let's start with what's the roadmap or game plan for today's session. We'll be discussing different kinds of interviews, the dress and etiquette rules for interview, communication basics, pre-interview strategy, post-interview strategy. And in the second half, we'll be talking about few common HR questions and the STAR method to answer questions. keep a pen and paper handy, or if you are okay with taking digital notes, keep a digital note taker handy with you, so that when I ask you to answer something or jot down the ideas that come to you, you can jot them down. Because the best ideas today are worth capturing before they fly away. By the end of the session, you would forget them. Okay? Do you want a minute, or have you already gathered your pen and paper? Ready to begin the session? Everyone, you could just give me a thumbs up, so I know you are mentally, physically, digitally present with me in today's session. Okay? Okay. So let's begin. There are 4 basic kind of interviews: HR, technical, stress interviews, and online interviews. So we are starting with different kinds of interviews so that you get an idea that what are the differences between these interviews. There are subtle differences in the way you deal with these interviews. Let's see them one by one. HR or behavioral interviews. Whenever you go for an interview nowadays, if it's, let's say, college placement, usually you have a written interview and then you are shortlisted from it. If you go for a walk-in interview also, there are 2 to 3 written tests or typing tests. Those kind of tests are taken. If you are from IT, then you probably have to code or program something. So after that, you are shortlisted and then you go for an HR interview. The first is the HR interview or the behavioral interview, where they try to see as a human being, as a person, what kind of person you are. Overall, your behavior, your characteristics, your zeal to learn, your zeal to work, if you would be a good fit for the culture of the company. Technical interview is the next, where probably some leading person, a middle level manager, or for freshers, at least a middle level manager or a lower level manager would conduct the interviews and see if you are technically sound enough to work in the company. Stress interview is to see if you can handle the stress well. Now, this usually does not happen separately. In HR questions also, some stress questions are asked, and in technical also a stress question could be asked, which is to see how well you cope up with difficult situations or challenges that come. And online interviews are digital interviews, like the session is happening online. If you are in a different city, in a different country, in a different state, then you probably give a digital interview. And there are some specific things that you need to take care of, apart from your technical and HR answers or behavior while giving a digital interview. So these are the 4 kinds of interviews that we'll discuss first. Now, starting with HR or behavioral interview. In this interview, the focus is on your personality, your values, and whether you fit with the culture of the company. For example, you get questions like, tell me about yourself, why should we hire you? So as a person, what is your perception of yourself? How do you present yourself? How do you see yourself? Are you faking it? How much real you are? And HR with experience has been trained to see how candid you are, how honest you are, and how much you are faking. There are a lot of body language signs which will give you away if you are lying. So they try to see if the candidate is worth it. So what do you do in such interviews? You show enthusiasm. You are cheerful. Okay. If in today's session, I was like this, okay, so let's learn the interview skills, you would not like it, right? Your energy level should be high, not so high that you are jumping, but you should look confident of yourself. You should be cheerful, that you should be calm, but at the same time, you should not be down and depressed. Okay. So enthusiasm has to be there so that they feel that you are eager to work for their company, and align your answers with the company values. You should know what the company work culture is. You can ask your seniors who are working there. If any contacts you have who work there, that what is their expectation or what kind of usually work culture they have. You can also search online about it. That will help you align your answers to the company values. For technical interviews, whatever is your subject field, the more you have mastery over it, And the more you are able to present yourself well, you will be able to clear the interview. So your knowledge, your skills, your problem solving skills, and domain expertise, that is tested during the technical interviews. So a person from the department where you will probably be posted would be taking this interview, not the HR, not the common personnel management people. Someone who's technically sound in the position you are applying for, they will be taking this interview. So if you are from an IT person, it could be coding task. If you are from MBA, it could be case studies. If you are from pharma, then pharma related questions, manufacturing, production, quality, RA, those kind of questions. If you are from medical field, then patient related questions, disease related questions. So, and stress related questions, like if in coding you face this kind of problem, what would you do? And if you are from a business management institute, then if a company is facing a certain problem, or if sales or marketing is facing a certain problem, or if finance has this kind of issues, how would you tackle it? So think aloud, it's like you have to brainstorm and reach the solution of the problem. So you need to answer in detail about it, that how you have reached the solution. It's not essential to give the final answer. Like, that is not the most important thing. The way you think and reach that final answer is also important. So how you approach that problem is essential, not just the final answer. Is that making sense? If there was a problem with a code somewhere, then the approach you took to resolve that bug is as important as whether the bug was resolved at the end or not. Because here you can't actually show them your work. Here what you show them is your thought process. So think aloud. Show that thought process to the interviewer. The next is stress interviews. Now, usually these questions related to behavior are asked as a part of HR interviews, and related to technical is a part of the technical interview. But whenever you are asked a question which is stressful, questions for which you do not know the answers, or trick questions, twisted questions, it tests your patience, composure, and emotional control under pressure. Once when I, in the beginning of my career, 10 years, I think 12 years back, when I was giving interviews in different KPOs, like for English, then they asked me a question that what would you do for the company? I said I would do anything for the company, I would do the work that the company asked me to do. I'll finish all my job responsibilities. A fresher, I didn't, like, how would you answer what work they would give me, what problem give me? I wouldn't know it. So I said, I'll give whatever they say. The interviewer asked me, and this was a part of the technical interview, that what if the company asks you to bring stars from the sky? I was like, 1 second, 2 seconds. And then I said, okay, then I'll learn astrophysics. I'll learn how to be an astronomer. I'll go to the space and get the star for the company. So I was like, wow, you are an interesting person. I think this was the answer that probably got me the job, which I didn't take. Their salary offer was a bit lower than a competitive offer that I was getting. But this is a question that has always stood with me. If in that moment I would be like, how can you get the stars? That is idiotic. Obviously, a star is almost as a sun, logically, using physics and all. But in that moment, it is not the physics which is important. It is your attitude and approach to the problem which is important. Okay? So when the interviewer says, I don't think you are capable of handling this role, convince me otherwise. The question is not asked like this. The question is, you are answering some technical question. I know this, and this is how you do it. And then they are like, what would you do in this situation? Because they have gauged that you are not aware of a certain section. Now they have found out your weakness. They are pressurizing you about that weakness, and then you answer it. So in this case, stay calm. Take a deep breath if needed. Take 2 seconds to organize your thoughts if needed. They know it's a stress question. It is okay to take 2 to 5 seconds to think. Don't argue emotionally. Don't become defensive. No negative body language. What the hell are you asking? That kind of expression should not come on your face. Stay calm. Deep breath. And then you reiterate. That is, repeat or share your strengths confidently, logically. I don't know astrophysics. I cannot become an astronomer. But that is what came to my mind in that moment. And with a lot of confidence, I said, I'll go to the space and get the star. It's not a story that I'm making up, okay? It's my true story. There are a lot of such things that have happened. If you have seen UPSC interviews on reels that are shared on social media, like YouTube, Instagram, and all other platforms, there are such bizarre questions asked there, which is a part of stress interview. The entire UPSC interview is a stress interview. So for our job placements also, there are 1 or 2 questions which they ask to see if you can stay strong when you are pressurized. Okay. So for stress interviews, stay calm. Do not take a lot of pressure. Even if there is pressure going on here, it should not be visible on your face. No fidgeting, nothing doing. Stay calm and answer the best what comes to you. Show confidence that yes, I can solve it. And when it comes to digital interviews or online or video interviews, assess communication. Okay, see if your voice is completely audible, if there's no disturbance, you are looking professional, you are behaving professional. When you are sitting, the posture, the way you are sitting, your background, all of that is professional. And tech readiness. You should know how to start or end the Zoom or Google Meet or Teams or whichever platform you are using. You should know the buttons. You should know what works, what not. You should know how to start and end it. So communication, clarity, technically knowing it, as well as checking that all devices are working properly, and professionalism in whatever appears on the screen. For example, if the recruiter asks, the interviewer asks, walk me through your resume. They already have your resume with you, and they are like saying that, walk me through it. Even in offline interviews, in-person interviews, they have the resume and they are like, let's talk about your resume. And that is very important for freshers. So when it's done via Zoom or Teams with potential lags and tech issues, don't get frustrated, don't get confused. If there is a technical lag, then once it comes back again, continue where you are without appearing flustered or, oh my God, technically it is not working, interview to chala gaya. This thing should not go on in the back of your mind. It is okay. And today's new generation is very tech savvy. All of you have been born in a world where smartphones already existed. So I don't think it's going to be a big issue for you, but please practice it and please remain calm even during the interview, especially in the first 2-3 interviews. Then I don't think you will be more flustered when it comes to technical lags, but especially for your first 2-3 interviews, please stay calm. Okay. Test your internet, mic, and lighting. Look at the camera, not the screen. So look at the camera. Don't look here, there. No. Keep your notes handy. Keep a pen and paper with you. Whatever you have prepared for the interview, keep it with you. Don't read it word for word. And one more tip for today's generation, please do not use ChatGPT or Copilot or whatever all those AIs are there to answer the questions. The interviewer knows. My cousin is in IT and she takes interviews. She says that I realize that I have asked a technical question and that person is typing on ChatGPT and answering questions based on ChatGPT, because in his behavior questions, his English was different. And now suddenly his English or her English has become different. I understood that they are using ChatGPT the way their eyes are darting here and there, moving here and there, flitting here and there. Please do not do that. Please prepare your technical. Don't go by the belief that if it is okay if I use AI during the interview. That is a very bad thing to do. Very unprofessional. And the interviewer would know that you are not technically sound.